Hola amigos, hola amigas, Dorian here from Hooverlux. Welcome, bienvenido, croeso, salam alaikum. Welcome to the channel y'all, Chesh, Yakshimash, and good day y'all. So this is my New Year's Day video. So first of all, I'd like to say a very happy New Year to you all out there in YouTube land. I hope you've had a fantastic evening last night and the suffering isn't too bad. So I would just like to say Happy New Year to you all, and thank you very much for joining me today with all terrible hangovers. No sympathy. Okay, so what we got here is part two. Part two, I have now washed and cleaned every part of this Miele C3. It is now sparkly clean. Every bit is polished. Well, not polished, what am I on about polished? Every bit is now nice and tidy and clean and washed. What we need to do now is put this bad boy back together. And first of all, I need to take some of these bits out because I just bunged everything in together. And then go, so I need to take them all out. And what I'm going to be doing to follow putting this all back together is I'm going to be following a strip down and repair video which was done by Steve from Mad About Hoovers. So this is going to be my quick guide to how to put this all back together and its new motor. Now, some basic things on it I do remember, for example this. Right, what I think we should do, because you want to be looking at me from a distance, this is the most important thing. So I'm going to get you guys a little bit closer over this and then you can watch me put it together. But I will have to stop towards the end and I'll explain to you why. Okay, that's better, you're closer. I have got Steve's video here playing in the background. Steve from Mad About Hoovers. Let me move that Mad Hoover out the way. So I'm going to be putting this back in its place. Let me just turn that down. So this is the padding inside. So I'm just going to re-part everything back into place. That was nice and easy. Next thing is going to be the motor. So there's a couple of rubbers and this. So as you saw, Sam and I have already tested this out and this does work. That's all I had to do was clean it. So that is the top. So I'm going to slide this into position. That seems a bit too loose. Do you know why? I think it's because this is a different motor, because this is a what you call part, a pattern part. So it's actually, pop that on stop. So it's actually a little bit too big. That's a pain. If I just take this old broken motor, I'm just comparing it. It does stick out a little bit further. This is just a little bit longer. Questions. That needs to be butted up to it, and it's just a fraction out. Right, I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do, and I think it's going to work, is to use... Oh, where did I put it? There it is. I'm going to use some of this. And I need a scissors. I only need 2 little pieces of this. I'll try this first and see if this works. Right, let me peel the paper off. These 2 pieces of foam. I can just find the end. There we go. Try this and see if this works. I can't see any reason why it wouldn't. And there we go, that's worked. So I've butted out these to fit into it. That is going to be fine. Might have to push that in a bit. But it butts it up to this tight anyway, so it's not going to leak suction, so it's up to it nice and tight, which is good. Oh, do you know what I've done? Oh, Dor, you are a numpty. No wonder it didn't fit. Because I didn't put this on. What kind of fool am I? There we go. No additional things needed. That now fits into there perfectly. Got this top part here, so I'm going to fit that into it. Ready. So that's the top part of that, the baffle. Right, so I got the motor sitted in here. Let's have a look and see what Steve's doing. So, let's rewind. Okay, he's done that. He's put that in. Yes. Now Steve is putting in the cord reel. Which just fits in like so. He hasn't put the motor in yet, so he's put the cord reel in first. And I know that this goes into here, so I'll pop that in there, like so. So he's putting in the motor, which I've already done, with that, not forgetting it, like I did. Yep, okay, so he's just connected in that, fantastic, and the cord is there, brilliant. Yes, that's all in place, yes. What's he doing next? Right, next he's putting in this. So I need to put this through here. On there. Little clips on the side. Right, okay, so that's in position. Deep screw down in there. Right, okay, so let me put that one in. Okay. Oops. Oh, that can stay in there actually. There we go. So that is that. Then there is. Oh, monkeys! Stop. Let's take that out. I didn't put the seal on, did I? Oh, Dorian, you're such a numpty. And that is why I recommend following somebody else's videos. Right, okay, hang on a second. Let's get this. Where does this go? Okay, so that fits into there. That's all neat. Now I can put the motor back in. Now I can put the cord reel back in. And it now fits better than it did before. Just make sure that is on, sealed, on. Now I'm going to put this on again. Okay. Right, now I can put this screw back in. Excellent. Right, okay, what's next, Steve? Oh gosh, he's already got the top on. So that is for the top shell, and that is for the hose. So that is on there. Now I need to put this on. Which fits in around. And there's this, so we need to take that back off. Need to fit the mechanism to it. Oh, door. Just take this back off. I haven't even been drinking. My brain's gone mashed. remove this screw yet again. Put this back in. Okay, now I can put this screw in. There you go. So technically now I should be able to switch it on. Okay. We have liftoff. We have liftoff. Et voila. Okay, so we know it works. We have the motor in, we have the electronics in. Next I have to put this on. There we go. So that is all in place. I'll give it a clean up and a polish afterwards, but we have it together for the most part. The next parts we need to be putting on are this. But oh no, 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 no. Oh no, 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 not me. We're going to be making this a very special machine. And we are going to be covering the majority parts of this, the majority parts of this, and definitely the majority part of that in absolutely luscious, glorious, wonderful red velvet. And we're going to make ourselves a red velvet cylinder vacuum to match the red velvet Pure Power that I did over Christmas. First thing I need to do is clear all of this stuff away, put it all away, put it all to one side, and we're going to be covering and cutting and covering these parts in the red velvet. I also have recently bought, where are they? Where are they? Where are they? They're here somewhere. I'll get them out in a minute. A scalpel cutter, a very, very, very sharp scalpel cutter, so I can cut the material far more precisely than I could on the Pure Power, because that's what I found to be a bit of a pain. So I thought, right, okay, I'm going to get myself some extremely sharp craft knife, which is basically like a scalpel, which is here somewhere. I'll dig it out. And that's what we're going to do. So, be back in a minute. So I've covered everything in the sheet. Everything around here is covered. And I've kind of like put these together to see what parts are going to be covered and what isn't. So if I just take these off. No, I'm not going to take this off. This is fine. So if we start off with this part, basically what's going to happen is this whole top piece, this is a nice easy one to start off with, is going to be completely covered in the red velvet, and then around it I will stick these pieces down to it. I'm not going to use the glue like I did last time. I'm going to use the actual adhesive, the spray adhesive, and stick it in a bit. But I do have, like I said, I have this razor sharp craft knife, if I just tighten up, that is going to help me cut the material, because these are extremely sharp knives, so it will help me give a better edge on it. Well, that's my hope anyway. This next piece, which is covered by this strip across here is going to be covered in the velvet. That will just go down under here, and then also again just around the edge. So this bit will be masked off, and then the other bit with red velvet is going to be this piece here, and again I will be able to cut out around here and fit the other pieces to it, which will tuck it underneath. It might be a bit tight and a bit of a fiddle, but it should give it a neater edge around there. This main part, again, the only part that is going to be needed covering is this side panel around here. Now the problem is around this handle, because if I do this, I will be able to see that it's going to need to be covered in velvet around here, underneath here, and around here, and around this part. So this part is possibly going to be the trickiest, but again I will see how it goes for tucking it around. It's not a very thick material and it is rather stretchy, so I will see. But again, I will need to mask off all around here to make sure there's no spray on here. This is a fiddly bit. Alright, okay. I am going to do all of this in fast forward because it will absolutely bore you to tears. So I'm going to do it all in fast forward. So there we go, that is the first piece done, and it is definitely a lot neater than the Pure Power, because I glued right up to the edges and then used a scalpel to cut the material away around that. How long it'll last, I don't know. It's not a daily driver, it's not going to be used a lot, but it's definitely a nicer finish doing it this way. So what I might do, because I've got enough material, is the front door of the Pure Power. I definitely might do that again, because that is definitely improvement. It's learning from it, so be quite fun. So anyway, so there we go. That piece is now done. In the meantime, while that was drying, I was busy taping up these two pieces for the next part. So I think I'm going to do the hardest part till the end. This is going to be in two strips. This will be a piece of the material going across here, and then there will be another piece of material going all the way around that part as well, and I'll cut off underneath. But these two parts are what are going to be covered in material next. So what I'm going to do is again put you on fast forward and crack on with the material. Okay, so we have completed the hood that is now done, and as you can see, that now opens and accesses all the tools in the Elmo Velvet. So I can't think of anything else we're going to call it. We'll call it the Elmo Velvet. Hang on, there's a little bit of... I can see a little bit of masking tape that I just need to remove. And there we go. There we go, that's done. That's better. So there we go. That looks really good. Adds a little bit of weight to it actually. But there we go. So that is that done. As you can see, it's all hidden away under here with this little guard that goes on it. And I have to say that is not too shabby. Now the next thing I have to do is this part. Now unfortunately this turned out to be a bit of a faff for this handle part, so I don't 100% know how it's going to turn out. First thing I'm going to do is to remove the majority of the material off it and then concentrate on the front. So again, I'm going to do that in fast forward for you. Okay, so there we go. We are done, practically done. What I want to do before I put the body on is I want to put this on over it first, because I just want to make sure that this is going to fit on first and fit snugly around all the velvet. That is not going to crumple the edge, and it actually acts as well as a little bit of like a protector against it as well. So if I just, there we go. So that kind of like protects it around. Now I'm going to drop the top on. Just make sure all the sides are in nice and tight. If there's anything, I'll just use that just to line it up. Very simply now, there are literally just half a dozen screws to put on, which is very easy. I need to make sure that all of this, why is that not fitting in? It's fitting in on that side. Why is it not fitting in here? There we go. I think it's because it needs screws on. So let's put the extension bit on. Okay, Happy Lux, if you can pass me those screws. And that is clipping in the body. One. 2. 3. There's one, the last one, which is deep, deep, deep in the back. There we go. So that is all back together. I am going to put... Oh my god. Oh yeah, the buttons. Sorry. I was like, no! Buttons. Clip on. Like so. There we go. They are actually for something else. Right, let's put a bag in. I will put the other filters in, but I just want to test it first, so... Oops. Why does that... No, because I'm putting it in the wrong way. Okay, so there we go. I got a bag in for now. Let's pop... the lid on. There we go. Like I said, I'll put the filter on and everything in a minute, and we'll finish it off. Let's plug it in.
It's the Rock Lobster edition.
It's the Rock Lobster, as hubby said. Okay, let's go. There we have the tools. That was, there we go, springing up. Let's put the tools in. And there we go. We have our very own Miele red velvet. Tool needs to be clipped in better. There we go. Doesn't look too bad, to be honest. It all works really fine. I will put the filter in there. I will put the mesh back under there. Actually, I think I have it here. This little diffuser. I'm just going to fit the diffuser back into position. And I have a filter for it. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this might be for oh, there's somebody at the door. I think that is Rob. Anyway, so what I'll do,
you, Rob?
Yeah, let him in on the side.
Oh, hang on.
We got visitors. So anyway, so what I will do, I will make sure the filter is all put in. And I will, there we go, I'll put the filter in, and I'll clean up the tools, and we will give it a full demo on the floor. But it's getting late for today, and I really just want to finish it off. But So far, it looks really good. It's done a really good job, and I will finish this off tomorrow. So I'll see you in a bit. So it's the next day, and Happy Lux and I were talking about this last night, and he said it looked like a ladybug, a ladybird. And I was like, oh my gosh, it really does look like a ladybird. So what I have done is I have put ladybug spots on it. So now we have the Miele Red Velvet Ladybug, which is a first for Miele. So I have put the seal around it. I need to buy another thing for it. I thought I had one. I had two, but they don't fit it. They're for another machine. So I've put that in temporarily, and I've ordered a new thing for it, filter. I've put in the pre-motor filter there. That's the post-motor filter. The bag is all fitted. The only thing I'm not entirely happy about with this is this part underneath here. When I was sticking it on, there's a bit of a gap with the material, unfortunately. It goes around here absolutely fine. There's a bit of fluff. I'll cut that off. But unfortunately, there's a gap around here and it looks bloody ugly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix that issue. Cut that little bit off. And the next thing I have to do then is to polish it, because the underneath looks rather ghastly. So what I need to do is then use my polishing machine on it with some of this V36 on the underneath of it, and also just on this panel here, which is a bit scuffed. But apart from that, we are done, and we are going to go inside and give this bad lady bug a demonstration. So first thing I'm going to do is sort out those issues. So I'm going to put you on fast forward and you will see it all done, and the next thing we will be in the kitchen doing a demonstration. Okay, my little whippersnappers, we are now inside. I have put a hose on it, and I've got two of my favourite Miele tools, which is the XL Parquet Twister Head and the Turbo Brush. So what I'm going to do, just something very simple, I've got some couscous here. So I'm going to sprinkle down some couscous on the hard floor and also on the carpet, and we're going to see how it works. Okay, so I've sprinkled down some couscous on the mat. Let's give it a go. There we go, done very easily. I didn't put it on max, it was one lower from max. No scattering, no throwback, no nothing. It was all picked up perfectly without any problems. Next little job we're going to do is to try it out on the hard floor. So I've sprinkled couscous all over the floor. And I'm now going to put on the Miele Twister Head. And we we are going to put this onto max, which is for hard flow, and see how it goes. Now it is stopping and starting for some reason, and I don't know why. Could be because I've got this over it. I'll take this out until I get the cage, because that could be causing it to overheat, because it does feel kind of warm. So I'll try it without it. Okay, it doesn't seem to be doing it now. Let's try it on max using the turbo brush. Okay, so that has kind of raised a little bit of an issue with it being on max. I wonder, is it to do with this? I don't know. Try it again. Seems to be warm, so I don't really know. It's not doing it when it's on. It's not doing it when it's on lower mode. Could be something to do with the motor. I don't know, but anyway, it's not going to be used all the time. So I must remember the Ladybird gets hot. So I will use her just on a lower set, and I'll see how that continues. But intriguing. This is the first time I've done a refurb on one of these. It should be just an easy matter of switching the motor over, so I don't really know what's going on with her, but I will keep an eye on it and I will keep you updated. But regardless, I do like the look of it. I think it looks pretty cool. It's unique, as they say. Very unique. My Mila Vela Velvet at a fraction of the price. Okay, so anyway, so let's finish off the video. So there we go, my little whippersnappers. That is the Miele C3 Velvet Ladybug. Done and dusted. At least it works, kind of. If we look at this, you can see the information sticker there on it. Obviously now, I did try and scrap out as much of the plastic as I could, but it's still badly scrapped. But this was bought as a scrap machine, so that's all I needed to do was put a motor in it. I will keep an eye on the motor in future, but like I said, it's hardly going to be a daily driver. It's hardly going to be used all the time. It's just more of something I could do with a scrap machine. So there we go, and there's all the tools lovely inside. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe for more videos. Move that out of the way. And I hope you have a fantastic new year, and I will see you all very soon. Bye, y'all.